Why did I shave my head? I shaved my head because I want to state in a visible way that we need to stop the abuse in our world. We need to stop the inequality within our world. And there's only one way to get to that point, and that's just be active yourself. So I took that personally, and I became an activist, a non-violent activist, or better said, a practivist. And if you would say it like that, I offered my hair, but there was no offering really. So I shaved off my hair to shave off my ego in a way, to understand better to what it is to be equal to all, without any ego, without taking nothing personal, and within taking responsibility. Was it difficult to shave off my hair? Well, if you approach it in a practical way, the shaving isn't that difficult. You just need a razor, scissors, and a clipper, and it's done in, well, maybe 15 minutes. So that's not the point. That's not the tough part. The difficulty is when you decide to shave off your hair for, like me, world equality, and to stand and to make a statement. I found that I went through several stages of fear. Fear for what my environment would say, fear for how I would look like without hair, things like that. So the mind is playing quite some tricks on a person when you're willing to let go of the ego, which is of the mind. And yeah, that's a process. So I first cut my hair a little bit shorter, and like a short bob, and then I cut it really, really short, let it grow again till, let's say, like almost like this, and at that point afterwards, I shaved it all off. Yeah, it was a relief. It was. The reactions from my environment, well, there were different ones. At first my parents were not pleased with it, but then again, you cannot always please everybody, and you have to follow your own path. So I explained them why, and well, later they were quite fine with it. Then I figured when I shaved my head that I would get some comments in my own town, village, and well, that was not the case. At first people looked at me, but they didn't ask anything. Only a few that were really close to me. And later I found out that people thought that I had cancer, and they were too afraid to ask if that was the case. And they, well, I don't know, they feared it, or they felt embarrassed to ask for it. So when I found out that that was their problem, I became more active in telling them why I did it. So I made a flyer, and whenever I was in discussion with somebody, I gave the little flyer with my points of why I shaved my head. And that encouraged them to keep on asking questions. Even one lady from the Catholic Church said to me, I think you're more brave than I am for just doing this, because we're on the same, how did she say this, crusade or something like that. Well, I left it there. But she could see that it's not something you just do and don't think about. It's really a decision you make, a decision for life, because we cannot stop shaving our heads when the abuse in our world hasn't stopped yet. So yes, it's going to look like it's for life, because the mess we're in right now, we're not going to solve it in a few weeks. No. Did I shave my hair to belong to a group? No, I didn't. I shaved off my hair to stand for myself, to state my own statement. And of course I can do this all by myself. I can fight the world all by myself. But that's not a commonsensical way to approach the world issues at this moment. You cannot do that alone. So I needed a group. Just like all the others, they needed a group, and we saw that the power of a group can be of quite an impact. So we gather our strength together, our efforts, and we shaved our heads, and in that way we are recognizable, like, okay, that's a bold one from the Destiny group. And that's the only reason for being in a group. Yes, there are other reasons why I shaved my head. When you don't have any hair anymore, you don't have to use shampoo. And shampoo is in a way polluting our environment. So I stopped that. I said, in a practical, active way, stop the pollution. And within no shampoo anymore, I also stopped using any deodorant. And after stopping that, I considered also stopping using soap within cleaning my house. And well, it was like this domino effect in looking at points in my own world where I could stop or reduce the use of chemicals, soaps, fragrances, things like that. Yes, there was an advantage in shaving my head, because every time when I went to the hair salon, I just didn't know what type of model I wanted my hair to be. And so this was kind of a point of a hiding or a justification for when I shave off my hair, I don't have any longer that problem. And that was true, I didn't have that problem, but the origin of the problem stayed, of course, because I wasn't happy with my own self-image. I wasn't happy with myself, so that point had to be addressed anyways, hair or no hair. Yes, I did experience some physical differences. The obvious, of course, are you're more in contact with the weather, with the temperature. So when it's hot weather, you have to cover your head. And when it's cold, well, when it's cold in winter, I even wear a hat inside because it feels really, really cold. But apart from that, there was another thing that I noticed, that I had to almost reprogram myself within how tall I am. Because I was hitting my head against all kinds of things, cupboards, under the stairs, all kinds of places where I never hit my head. And I did. And I had some really nasty spots on my head and even bloody things, even blood was coming out in some cases. So I hit it really hard. So I had to adjust my brain into saying, ho, I'm not that tall anymore. I'm my size. It's a different size I have. So that was funny in a way. Yeah. No hair. Reprogramming. Misconceptions, yes. Well, I didn't shave my hair because I think I'm beautiful, or I will be more beautiful, pretty. No, that's not at all my goal. No. I didn't shave my head because I think it's sexy, or because I have this fetish thing going on. No. No, I do not connect my shaving with sexuality. Not at all. Did I shave my head to get attention? Just only for me, to be in the center of attention? No. No, I didn't. Of course I want attention, but I want attention for a goal. I want attention for world equality, for an equal money system. And I'm doing that, but it doesn't mean that I'm in the center of all attention. No, not at all. Oh, and I didn't shave my head because I felt pressure from my group. A lot of times I hear this, that people say, oh, they made you shave your head, or in order to stay in the group you need to shave your head. No, not at all. It's my own decision, as for all the others. And if there are people who did shave their head out of pressure, well, they have to clear that up for themselves. But I didn't do that. I didn't shave my head out of feeling pressure, group, peer pressure, whatever. No. Would I do it again? Yes, of course I would do it again. I do it over and over every 2 days. So every 2 days I commit again to world equality. And therefore I'm one vote for world equality. And don't forget, at 9/11 the Equal Money book will be released. Don't forget.